Hey everyone, we are back with another episode on the Princes of Parma. Few things to update you on since I last saw you. We comfortably qualified really comfortably. We won all our games in the Europa League and we qualified in first place. That means that we actually enter the Europa League in the knockout stage in the second round. So there's actually a round of fixtures before us. So as you can see, there's this round of games. Chelsea, Barcelona, Leipzig, Porto have all dropped down. Juventus have dropped down from the Champions League. So, could be some interesting ties there in the second round when we come in. I initially said I was debating bringing it back for the Juve game, and part of me kind of thinks maybe I should have done, because as you can see, we won 2-1. Outstanding game. Honestly, I was bouncing, I was buzzing, absolutely loved it. I'll just show you the goals. So we actually went behind. Juventus scored first. Bit of a, I would say, scrappy goal. Pinged around the box a little bit, and then it just fell to McKennie, who smashed it in. This, though, is where it starts to get really good. El Shaarawy, who'd been out of form a little bit, managed this. I mean, the pass from Man in itself was awesome, but then the finish, the touch, letting it bounce once and then just curling that in. And then the second one, I think it was Capaldo with the pass. Yeah, lovely through ball. This guy's through ball, El Shaarawy, bottom corner, and he made it 2-1. That last 10 minutes, believe me, was very, very nervy. But yeah, we held on. As you can see, then our league form has been average. We then battered Sassuolo 4-0. We had I would say, relative FMing against Sampdoria. 19 shots, 9 on target for us, 4 for them, 2 on target. Corners 15 to 1, XG 2.37 to 0.58. What was annoying was that, we had chances to close the game out, which we didn't take. So it literally got to 84, 85 minutes. And I thought, right, just in case this gets away from us, let's make some changes. Put Pizzella onto support duty rather than attack duty. Drop the line of engagement, slowed the tempo down, disciplined, etc. Literally, they crossed the ball in. One of their players headed it back down. Or actually, I think one of my players headed it out. And Quagliarella literally just hammered it in from about 15, 20 yards. Completely undeserved, in my opinion. But hey, if you don't take your chances, then you get what you get. What you get. Monza was also another, maybe not to the same extent, but another game where we were unlucky to not come away with all 3 points. As you can see, 16 shots to 5, 9 on target to 1, XG out the completely different ballpark. Corners again completely dominated. Yeah, we couldn't get the ball over the line, which it is what matters the most. As you can see, their keeper had a blinder, 8.4 rating, man of the match. So we've had a few good results. Beat Fiorentina, beat Sampdoria, hammered Anderlecht. Not Sampdoria, Sassuolo. So now, I don't know if anyone saw on Twitter, I mentioned, obviously I was initially thinking of doing the Monza game. And it should as well I didn't, because it was awful. And the way the season is looking, Udinese and Hellas Verona is definitely the games to do at this stage. Obviously I could do Lazio, but that would make the episode quite long. We're currently sat in 10th. Game in hand over the majority of teams around us. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Udinese now. And if we win, as you can see, we'll go above them. And then Hellas Verona is next, where if results go our way, I think they're playing Napoli next. We could leapfrog them as well when we play them if we win, obviously. That's where we're at. There's a few transfers, a few outgoings in terms of some of the older players are leaving. They are leaving for nothing, but I'd have struggled to get money for them. And to be honest with you, getting them off the wage bill was just as important as actually getting any physical transfer value in for them. A couple of free transfers I've looked at, a few contracts I've offered. I'll keep that close to my chest for now. We might see some developments during this episode, but I'll keep that back just for now. We can drop it as and when it happens. So game against Udinese, This is the team we're going with. Esposito up front, he has been in really, really good form. I think he's on just over, I think he's about 10, 11 goals now. El Shaarawy is still injured. He picked up an injury in that, was it the Monza game? So Gnonto's coming in on this inside forward role. Golden behind, Tonali, Capaldo, Dennis Mann. He's done well, Dennis Mann. He had a bit of a rubbish start to the season, but he's really come into his own in the last few games. He actually missed a penalty against Fiorentina to get his hat-trick. Ahmed Hosic, Valenti, Pizzella, Conti, and Sepe. Yeah, you may notice I'm gone back to the Gegenpress over the 3-5-2 inverted wingbacks one. That was just because with a few injuries, it made it really difficult to play that system effectively. I played this formation, this style against Juventus and Sassuolo, and obviously, as you can see, I did win those games. That was another thing I forgot to mention, just seeing, given that player his number. This is a guy I signed for a very small amount from, I'll pull up his details in a minute. Let's find him. We got him from Volendam, I think, in Holland. So Mickey van der Ven, 20-year-old left-sided defender. He can play either left back or centre half. His stats are okay. You know, he's only 20. He's definitely got the potential to improve on certainly on his technical side, and hopefully his physical side to an extent. But my reasoning was, I think I bought him for. Like, I mean, if you look at this, I bought him for something like, I bought him for 5.5 mil. Okay, yeah. But, you know, if we develop him well, he's definitely got the potential for decent resale value. You know, even if we can just get like an extra sort of 3-4 mil for him, it's just money. It's just money that we can get in. I think at 5.5 mil, he represents quite a decent investment. You know, potential Serie A left back in the future. So as long as we can get him games, which shouldn't really be an issue for us, you know, he's definitely got the potential to really be a useful player for us. And then if not, we sell him on. Oh, remember this when we did Udinese last time? The kits are so similar. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Yeah, we played Udinese in, I think it was the final episode of the first season where we secured European football. And their kits were very, very similar to ours. For some reason, it doesn't seem to think this needs to have an away kit. It's not like FIFA where you can change the kit colour. It's just, you just get what you're given, I suppose. But anyway, as long as it doesn't affect the actual game itself, it's just going to mess with my eyes. Decent little cut inside there, but would have been nice to have got to go. Oh, Sampdoria beating Lazio is good. So Sampdoria are bottom, which is why I was even more annoyed that we didn't manage to get the win. They've literally just appointed Maurizio Sarri as their new manager just before we played them. So I was a little bit concerned because, like, 20th place, new manager, might be a little bit of a bounce. I do see that. That's one thing this game does seem to do quite well, which we do see obviously in real life. You get a new manager in, and what a goal from Gnonto! He just dribbled past him. Outstanding. He picked the ball up and he was just like, okay, I can't pass it off to anyone, so I'm just going to do it myself. Proper Thanos moment. So he tries to pass it there to Esposito, but just goes, okay, I'll have it back and I'll go and score. Beautiful. Sorry, going back to the Sampdoria game, I was expecting a reaction from Sampdoria to them having a new manager, and I was thinking that, this is going to be a tough game. Bottom of the league, you know what it's like. You play bottom, out-of-form team, and they somehow get a result against you, which they did, but at least it wasn't a defeat. But actually, to be fair, since then, they've not been doing great anyway. They've lost probably, I think, about 2 or 3 games since then, so they've not been doing brilliant. But if they can beat Lazio, that'll do us the world of good, because, you know, we are kind of on their tails a little bit. They are still quite a substantial distance away from us points-wise, but anything that, you know, can give us a bit of an edge, because we are playing them. Oh, unlucky. We are playing them very soon as well. I think we're playing them after the Verona game. Oh, I thought that was going in. Gnonto, like, he had a decent season last season after we signed him. I think he got a goal and 6 assists. this season he's really improved his goal return. I mean, I know 4 goals isn't great, but he's 17 still. He's playing in that's offside. He's playing he's played in a few positions this season. He's actually not really played as an out-and-out striker. I've either played him in the number 10 as a shadow striker and as an inside forward. But even at this stage, he's got 4 goals. Not all of them in the league. I think 1 or 2 might have been in the Europa League. But still, he's coming good. That's a red card. And that should be the game. Udinese 1 goal down, okay, at home, but now down to 10 men. I know sometimes you can get a little bit of a reaction and they seem to bounce back, but look, Deulofeu is completely isolated on his own up top now. So realistically, we should be able to shut him out the game and nullify any of their attacking threat. Another goal before half-time would be beautiful, though, just to really try and kill this game. See, I mean, look, he's not even dropping back. The gap between him and his midfield is massive now. But I'm already playing quite a high defensive line, to be fair, so there's probably not much point in pushing it up anymore. I think Sampdoria winning 2-0. I think we just let the defence just sort of keep things tight. And now, there we go, 2-0. Akman Sozic in at the far post, attacking free kick. This is what I was saying in the set piece school video. Put the time in. Far post, Akman Sozic, simple tapping. The delivery from Tonali was incredible as well. His set piece delivery has been really good. Lovely pass. Bozzella, no, okay. Great ball. Oh, unlucky. It's my dog just woofing because someone's closed their door outside, I think. Last thing I want is for one of those other players to get sent off, so get them to ease off tackles. I think I did actually remove the get stuck in instruction in after a while because I got fed up of all my players getting booked. Yeah, it does work to an extent, I think, because it really roughs players up, and I think some of them I've used it to my advantage quite a lot. I've going hard on people. I think I've actually managed it in sight of sending off ones with it just because I kept having one of my players just snapping someone else, and he just lost all his composure in the end and got himself sent off. I think if you identify a player with a temperamental personality and just reactive and keep going in hard, I think you can really affect their mentality in the game, and hopefully and theoretically, I guess you can make, if they've got that competitive streak to them, if you push their buttons a little bit more, you can maybe get them sent off. I don't know, that might just be like a really subjective interpretation of mine, and maybe I'm seeing things that aren't there. It would stand to reason that it would work, but yeah, who knows if it is actually the case if I'm just imagining things. So at the moment we're up to 8th, a point behind Verona, 3 points off Napoli. I'm pretty sure Verona are playing Napoli next. So I guess really, oh yes, Ryan, yes. Lovely finish. Tonali with the assist again. It's another short corner. Second short corner goal this season. Lovely little 1-2 between Nonto and Tonali, and he just feeds it into goal, who just places it in the corner. Love it. Yeah, I think out of the Napoli-Verona game, I think if actually Napoli and Verona drew, I think I'd be really happy with that, because that would mean then I would only be 2 points off Verona, and obviously we're playing them next. 4 points behind Napoli, but that it just closes the gap a little bit more, and that's at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to close the gap between us and the top teams as much as we can. Lazio at the moment are only 4 points ahead of us, and we are playing them in this after, I think, like I said, after the Verona game. So theoretically, it's not outside the realms of possibility that we win our next 3 games. And if that's the case, we could actually be sat in a Champions League spot come the new year. A few players are looking a little bit me. Give them a bit of praise because they're playing really, really well. Let's make some changes. Right, Valenti's injured, yellowed. Let's give Mickey his debut. Esposito's not scored. Not that, you don't score, if you don't take your chances. But I think let's give Arezzo a chance because he's not quite delivered yet. I think he's sitting only on like 3 to 4 goals, and he's getting games. Obviously, Esposito's kind of pushed him down the pecking order a little bit. Just whenever he plays, he's a bit hit and miss. It seems like if he doesn't score, his rating is quite poor. Which, okay, he's a striker. That's what they do. They score goals. That's their job. But, you can have a lot of players who don't score goals, but they still contribute to the game. He seems like literally if he doesn't score, his contribution and his rating really suffers because I just don't think he seems to do much else. Playing him as an advanced forward, which seems to suit him. Okay, he's maybe not the quickest yet for that, but it suits the system I play. Because I want him standing on the edge of the back line really. Right, as we close the game out, I'm going to make another sub, and I think we're going to bring one of the youngsters on, another one of the youngsters, maybe Rodrigo Gomez or someone like that, the winger. Sorry, I've got City Spurs on in the background, so if you're wondering what I was looking at then, I was just checking what's going on. Second half just kicked off. I won't spoil the scoreline in case anybody's wanted to catch up later. Really comfortable victory this. Once again, XG over 2, almost 2.5. We've had that so much lately. It's just a shame that, we have games like today where we make the most of it, put 3 goals. Admittedly, 2 of them came after the man got sent off. But I think realistically, even before then, we were looking really quite good and quite threatening. And I think even if they had have kept all men on the pitch, we still might have been all right. Admittedly, they did lose Rodrigo de Paul, who I think, anybody who's played FM certainly over the last 4 or 5 games will realise that he is a very good player and arguably is Udinese's probably best player. It'll be interesting to see how they cope next season, because obviously he's gone to Atletico Madrid now in real life. And as far as I'm aware, I don't know who they've replaced him with. Obviously quite big boots to fill for someone like him who has been so influential for Udinese. Obviously they lost Di Natale and kind of seemed to suffer for that when he retired. And then Rodrigo de Paul seems to have really stepped up. I think initially he used to play him as a winger, and then he's moved into the more central role, almost like a Bastian Schweinsteiger, really. And he seems to dictate play for them in the middle. He's obviously done something right because Atletico stumped up like 25 mil for him or something. That's got to be okay. I mean, that's got to be the game now. Yeah, there we go. And it looks like Lazio nearly snuck a result back off Sampdoria, but stayed 2-1. So it's game 2 of this episode against Hellas Verona. I'm not going to change the team. The team worked really well last time against Udinese. I know they went down to 10 men, but I'm leaving the lineup as it is. Let's not change too much. Everyone's in good condition, fresh. The only person I would be worried about, Pizzella and Ahmed Hozic, all decent level of injury susceptibility, fatigue. Tonali's doing good. Capaldo, okay, above average, so he's probably someone we'll look to take off during this game. Gold, again, we'll leave him there. Esposito, doing fine. So we're going to leave them as they are, but just be mindful of, taking some of these players off, keep things fresh, because, Lazio in the next fixture is a massive game. Right, so let's go. Team's walking out. And we're up and running. This time we're away in Verona. Last time, obviously, we were at home. Actually, no, I think we were away, weren't we? We were away at Udinese, sorry. Chatting rubbish. Hellas Verona seem one of these teams which a couple of other teams that I think Torino do it. They seem to play this sort of like 3-2-2-1, like a box almost. Like a little box in the middle. They seem to go for this formation. So yeah, a win here would be massive. It won't get us above Atalanta, who are occupying 6th because they beat us early on in the season. Those of you who don't know, Serie A prioritises head-to-head over goal difference. Good thing about this midfield three that I have, though, is the likes of Gold is quite comfortable playing a Mazzala role, and Tonali is really happy playing a number 6, like quarterback role. As a deep line playmaker or similar. So we can go from anything from a 4-2-3-1 as we're playing at the moment to like a 4-3-3 defensive formation. Oh my days! I mean, that's a good goal, but that is annoying. Caught the keeper out with an absolute rocket into the top corner. This is a game we really need to win. Yeah, I know I don't even think we're technically halfway through the season yet, but because we have not played. I don't think we played everyone, but I'm just conscious of the fact that I don't want teams to get too far ahead of us. Yeah, so this is game 18. Lazio will be game 19, and then we'll be going back around. Yeah, just can't have teams pulling too far ahead of us. Obviously, Europa League football is what we want again this season to sort of build on last season. Anything above that is a bonus, and I will consider the season a bit of a failure if we don't qualify for the Europa League. That might seem a bit dramatic when, obviously, last season we got Europa League and we were predicted to come 14th. But I think you've got to build on what you've achieved so far, and the only way is up. Esposito having a poor game. Just frustrating, especially because our XG, looking at it just then, is far superior to theirs at the moment. Don't get me wrong, XG, it's easy to get focused on it, I know. But it's a really good marker for your performance in a game because it shows you what you should be doing. In my other save I'm doing at the moment, I'm managing Le Havre and just going into my 6th season now. Finished my 5th season. I think I ended up finishing 13th, but our XG and expected goals against meant that we should have finished 6th. So our XG was so high compared to the actual number of goals we did score. I think based on our XG, we should have scored something like 14 to 16 more goals than we actually did, which would have seen us finish 6th. So we would have actually finished in a Europa League or a Conference League spot. As it was, we ended up finishing 13th just because we couldn't put the chances away. Yes, that's a lovely worked goal. I love that. That's really nice little pass in that goal, just ticking in there around the number 10 spot, just getting it moving. Lovely ball in the first place out to Man from Nonto. Cuts inside, shrugs off his man, plays it to Capaldo, into Gold. Tonali just drops back and passes it into the net. I love it. That's really good football. 62 minutes is definitely going to be time to make some subs. I'm just going to let them finish this attack first. Cool. So we made 2 changes. We're bringing on Arezzo for Esposito because Esposito is having a 6.3 game, which is not good enough. And we're taking off Capaldo for Brugman, because obviously, as highlighted before, Capaldo, this is where Esposito scored and he's literally about to come off. That's why he's coming off. Because Capaldo was, above average risk of injury. And, that's the last thing I want. Because he's become a really important part of how we play because of his energy levels. He really works that box-to-box midfield role really, really good. And I want to make sure he's fit and raring to go for the Lazio game. Which, incidentally, I will probably do what I was just discussing about playing a 4-3-3, dropping Tonali into that sort of number 6 role. Who knows? I might even try the 5-3-2. I'm not sure. Come on. I don't like how long it took for people to be alert to that threat there. It's almost like they thought it was going out, but obviously it didn't. Good block. Another good block. Conte's having a poor game. I did have to literally just berate him just then. I do have Papetti on the bench, and I'm sure the media are going to say to me, it's like, oh, why did you leave Conte on when he's having such a bad game? It's like, well, I don't want to waste a sub on a defender if I can get away with it. Simple as. So another change. Strangely enough, I'm not taking off Tonali or Gold because they're having good games and they're too influential. So I've actually taken off Man and I'm bringing on Serrano. Because this is a game I really want us to try and win. I'm not content with a 1-1 really. People might think I'm a bit stupid, asking a bit too much, and if I get caught out and we lose 2-1, then yeah, it's my own fault. But I'm just conscious of the fact that the Lazio game is one that might be difficult for me to win. So I don't want to drop points here and then potentially drop points there. I want to make sure, try and make the most of this game, get the 3 points over the line, so that I've got a little bit of leeway if we only manage to draw against Lazio, for example. Obviously, worst case scenario will be the defeat. More link-up play. He absolutely hammered that. I'd hate to have been the player who got in the way of that. I reckon that would have rifled into the top corner as well. Plays it short because Nonto is completely free. Feeds it into Gold. Oh, why didn't he do what he did against Udinese and just place it into the corner, and then Tonali tries to find the near post? Is he going to do the same again, or is he just going to whip it in? He's going to do the same again. They're not coming out for this short corner. Nonto is getting a free pass, cross, whatever you want every time. Really interesting move, Gold, going all the way back to the keeper when you could have turned around and just spun it back over. XG again. Oh my days. That at the post, I thought that was saved. XG, 20 shots on target, 20 shots, 11 on target, 2.5 XG to 0.52, 13 corners to 3. Seriously. Let's go very attacking. They're not offering much of a threat, Hellas Verona. Let's just... Oh, he says that now. They're going to frigging counter us, aren't they? Stand them up. Send that wide. Right. This is going to do my head in this. Come on, Nonto, go. At this rate, I'm going to drop Nonto in as a striker once El Shaarawy's back, because he's the one who's been scoring and posing the threat. All the way out to Valenti, who is not the person I would want that to come to. He's a centre-half. I'm not expecting him to play any beautiful crosses stood up at the back post or smash it in. Look, this is going to stay 1-1, isn't it? It's not quite an FMing, but it's not far. all over, 1-1. Well, how did the stats finish up? Pretty much the same. Like I said, it's not quite an FMing because, they did have 9 shots, 5 of them on target. But that really bothers me. So, after that game, that was our game in hand as well. We are currently sat, to be fair, 2 points off 6th, 3 points off the European spot, like Champions League spot. So actually, if we do manage to somehow beat Lazio, we can't beat Hellas Verona, but, we can somehow beat Lazio, it's not inconceivable that Champions League spot, maybe? Champions League spot still. Juventus, on the other hand, went absolutely nuts. Poor Sassuolo. Absolutely got hammered. All right, everyone, I just extended the video just by a little bit after that game because I was hoping we might get some transfer news, and we did, and not the best kind. Cornelius does look like he's on his way out. We've had 2 offers from Cagliari and Cadiz. Initial loan with a mandatory fee. Mandatory purchase fee, 3.1 million, considering the club signed him for, I think, twice that. I didn't. The club, made that decision. I'll take that because he's not played, he's not kicked the ball this season for us, and he doesn't fit with what I want. And get his wages off the books and a good bit of money into the bank as well. So I did the standard thing. Moukoko tried to offer him. I actually offered him 10,000 more than Leverkusen, which is where he ended up. Zivkovic, I thought he would be someone who would be a good option on right wing. Maybe not necessarily a star player, but certainly someone who would do a good job for us. He's choosing to go to Betis. And Michael Elise is going to PSG. Could have got him for free, but he's going to PSG, so never mind. So we are quite comfortably in January now. I've not got a huge amount of money in the bank, but there has been a lot of offers for players. Like I said, he's going for nothing. He's leaving for nothing. Beijing Guoguan tried to buy Pizzella. He didn't want to go. I had no interest in selling him, certainly not for that amount of money. Kurtic, should be getting a bit of money for. Not much, but about 750,000. Kuchka, he's hopefully going. He's not going for anything if he does go, but again, it's wages. Nico Serrano, loan offers made for him. I'm not interested in loaning him out. He's going to stay in and around the first team. And then obviously Cornelius, which you've just touched on. So we'll see what happens and how much that impacts our budget. With regards to players who have got interest, Ahmed Hozic has still got interest this time from Benfica. West Ham were sniffing around. David Moyes kept turning up at our games. Pizzella still got interest from Beijing Guoguan, but that's a non-starter. Colombi, Crotone want him. He's my backup keeper. I'm never going to do much more with him. His contract expires this season, so I'm actually in the process of trying to find a backup for him. I've sent my scouts to try and find a backup keeper. So if I get an offer for him, I might sell him and make the most of the money. These people, I think, have all got loan interest. Again, I'm not really interested in loaning them. I kind of want to keep them running around the team. Same as Rodrigo Gomez. Matthias Arezzo, he's not going anywhere, but I have told him I'll discuss a new contract at the end of the season because he came asking again, and I was like, fine, you know what? Give you another season, like half a season, see what you can do, and then maybe we'll talk. Max Svensson's been really unsettled since I signed El Shaarawy. He seemed to think it was competition. I was really happy with Svensson last season. I literally bought El Shaarawy in because he was Italian, which the board wanted me to sign, and also he was a good option to have for when Svensson was injured or not firing. As a result, Svensson threw his teddies out the pram, and I've not played him because I've been playing El Shaarawy because El Shaarawy's been really good when he has played for the most part. I've been playing Nonto because Nonto's done a good job since El Shaarawy's been injured. I'm not going to play someone who doesn't want to be here. Because I think their performance gets severely affected by their morale. So he's one. I put him in the transfer window. So let's see. There's interest there. So let's see if we can get him out of the team. Schedule-wise, where are we? Obviously, we've got Lazio next. I'm loving, red against Milan, but nothing since then. That's nice. So we've got Lazio, then we've got the Cup. That's a very, very winnable game. And then we've got Inter, Napoli, around this point is when the draw for the second round of the Europa League is going to take place. So it may well be that the next time I see you is Europa League time, which is probably going to be like late Feb, early March, I imagine. In fact, there we go. Europa League, second round, first fixture, 10th of March. So that's when I'll see you next. I'm off on Tuesday, so I might try and whack out some games in there. But it might be that, because there's quite a lot of games to play, and I'm back in work tomorrow and I'm out tonight, so I might not get the chance to do much more in the next couple of days. So it might be that it's not until like maybe even the end of next week when I actually get that video out. So yeah, I shall see you then. In the meantime, enjoy your weeks, and thanks for watching. Please do drop a like below. Yeah, I'll see you next time.